Maya's hands shook as she knelt in the snow beside the collapsed child. The little girl's lips had turned blue. Her fingers were frozen around a broken white cane. Maya should have kept walking. Her own daughter waited 3 miles away with a neighbor who needed to leave. But this child, this blind girl trembling in the dark, couldn't see the danger surrounding her, couldn't see that Maya was just as broken, just as alone. Maya lifted the girl's weightless body, feeling bones through thin fabric, and made a choice that would shatter everything she thought she knew about survival, about family, about the men the whole city feared. Before we dive into today's story, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us tremendously and brings you more incredible true stories of courage and redemption every single day. Also, drop a comment below telling us what city you're watching from. We love seeing how far these stories travel and connecting with viewers around the world. Now, let's begin. The emergency room doors slammed behind Maya Rodriguez at 2:17 a.m., and the cold hit her like a fist. 16 hours. 16 hours of bedpans and bed sores, of holding dying hands and pretending she wasn't dying inside herself. Her scrubs were stained with things she'd stopped noticing years ago. Her feet screamed in shoes held together with duct tape. But she was done. 1 shift down, 2 more jobs to go before she could sleep. $63, she whispered, counting the bills in her coat pocket as she walked. $63 for 16 hours. The hospital called it part-time, so they didn't have to give benefits. Maya called it survival. Her phone buzzed. Mrs. Chen. "Maya, I'm so sorry, but my daughter just called. Her baby's sick. I need to go." Maya's stomach dropped. "I'm 20 minutes away. Can you—" "She's fine, sleeping on the couch. I left the door unlocked. I'm so sorry, honey." The line went dead. 20 minutes. Sophia had been alone before, 6 years old, and already learning what it meant to have a mother who was never quite there. Maya walked faster, her breath forming clouds in the December air. The snow had started an hour ago, light at first, but now it fell in thick curtains that erased the streetlights. She cut through the industrial district, faster route, emptier. Dangerous, maybe, but fear was a luxury she couldn't afford. The bus station loomed ahead, its fluorescent lights flickering against the storm. Maya almost missed her. Almost. A shape against the wall, too small, too still. Maya stopped. "Hello?" Nothing. She moved closer. The shape became a child. A little girl, maybe 7 or 8, curled against the brick. Her coat was wrong for winter, thin and torn at the shoulder. Her feet. God, her feet were bare, raw and bleeding against the concrete. "Hey, sweetie?" Maya's voice cracked. "Are you okay?" The girl's head lifted. Her eyes opened but didn't focus. They stared past Maya, clouded and unseeing. In her frozen fingers, a white cane lay snapped in half. Blind. The girl tried to speak, but only a whimper came out. Her lips were blue. Maya dropped to her knees, her own exhaustion forgotten. "I'm here. You're okay. I'm here now." She pulled off her coat, wrapping it around the tiny shoulders. The girl weighed nothing, just bones and cold skin and shallow breaths. How long had she been here? Hours? All night? "Can you tell me your name?" The girl's teeth chattered. Emma. Emma. Okay, Emma. I'm Maya. Where's your family?" Lost. I got lost." Maya's hands moved on instinct, rubbing the girl's arms, trying to generate heat. Her medical training was basic, just CNA certification, but she knew hypothermia when she saw it. Stage 2. Maybe stage 3. This child needed a hospital. She pulled out her phone, dialed 911. 911, what's your emergency? I found a little girl. She's hypothermic, blind. Looks like she's been outside for hours. We're at the Ridgemont bus station on. Ma'am, we're experiencing extreme call volume due to the storm. Multiple accidents. Can the child walk? Maya looked at Emma's bloody feet, her blue lips. No, she needs an ambulance. We'll dispatch as soon as possible. Could be 90 minutes. Can you get her to warmth? 90 minutes. Emma didn't have 90 minutes. Forget it. Maya hung up. She scooped Emma into her arms. The girl's head lolled against her shoulder, consciousness fading. Maya's mind raced. The hospital was 10 blocks back. But Sophia... Sophia was alone, waiting, scared probably, in an unlocked apartment. Emma's breath rattled. Weak, getting weaker. Maya looked down at this stranger's child, then thought of Sophia. What if this was Sophia? What if her baby girl was the one freezing and blind and alone while strangers walked past? The choice wasn't a choice at all. Hold on, Emma. Just hold on. The 24-hour diner was 6 blocks away. Maya knew because she'd worked there on weekends before they cut her hours. Her arms burned carrying Emma, but she didn't stop, couldn't stop. The snow had turned vicious, wind whipping it sideways, erasing the world. Emma stirred. Mommy? The word broke something in Maya's chest. Not Mommy, sweetie, but I've got you, I promise. Where's my daddy? We're going to find him. First, we get you warm. The diner's neon sign appeared through the storm like a miracle. Maya shouldered through the door, and the heat hit them both. The night cook, Randy, looked up from his grill. Holy hell, Maya, what? Call an ambulance, now! Randy grabbed his phone while Maya carried Emma to the corner booth. She laid her down gently, peeling back the soaked coat. Emma's dress underneath was party nice, all wrong for winter. Like she'd been dressed for something special before everything went wrong. Ambulance is 45 minutes out, Randy called. Storm's got everything backed up. Maya cursed under her breath. She grabbed napkins, started rubbing Emma's feet, trying to restore circulation. The skin was mottled, possibly frostbitten. Emma whimpered. I know it hurts, baby. That's good. That means you can still feel. Randy brought hot water and towels. What happened? Found her at the bus station. She's blind, lost. I don't know more than that. You call the cops? What do you think they're going to do that an ambulance can't? Randy nodded. He'd worked this neighborhood long enough to know the truth. Police didn't rush for kids who looked like Emma, with her dark skin and worn clothes. They'd file a report and forget about it by morning. Emma's eyes fluttered open, still unfocused, still frightened. I'm cold. I know, sweetheart. We're fixing that. Maya wrapped the hot towels around Emma's feet, watched her wince. Can you tell me what happened? How did you get lost? Emma's lip trembled. There were bad men. Daddy was yelling. Someone grabbed me, put me in a car. I got scared and I ran when the car stopped. But I couldn't see where I was running. I just kept going until I couldn't go anymore. Maya's blood froze. Grabbed. Car. This wasn't a lost child. This was something worse. Did the men hurt you? Emma shook her head. They were talking about Daddy. About making him do something. I don't know what. Then the car stopped and the door was open and I just ran. Kidnapping. Maya was holding a kidnapped child. Her hands started shaking again, but not from the cold. Randy leaned in, voice low. Maya, if this is what I think it is, get her some food, Maya cut him off. Hot chocolate, soup, whatever we've got. Randy hesitated, then nodded and headed to the kitchen. Maya turned back to Emma. The girl was crying now, silent tears sliding down her cheeks.
I want my daddy.
We're going to find him, okay? But first, you need to eat something. Can you remember anything about where you live? Emma's face scrunched in concentration. There's motorcycles, lots of them, really loud, and men with beards who smell like smoke. Daddy has a leather jacket with a bird on it, a big bird with its wings out. Maya's heart sank. Motorcycles, leather, birds. She knew what that meant. Everyone in Ridgemont knew. She left Emma for just a moment, walked to the bathroom in the back. Her hands gripped the sink as she stared at her reflection. 48 hours without sleep. Medical debt collectors calling 3 times a day. Sophia alone in that apartment. And now, this. She looked up at the bulletin board by the bathroom door. Flyers for lost pets, garage sales, church services. And there, half hidden behind an ad for cheap car insurance, a missing child poster. Emma Castellano, age 8. Last seen December 18th. If found, contact Victor Vic Castellano. Below that, in smaller print, President, Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, Ridgemont Chapter, and a phone number. Maya's hands went numb. Hells Angels. The name alone made people cross the street. Her late husband Carlos had warned her about them before he died. You see those vests? You walk the other way. Those men don't play by anyone's rules. But Emma was just a child. A blind child who'd been taken and had somehow escaped into a blizzard. Maya pulled the flyer down, folded it into her pocket, and walked back to the booth. Randy had brought food. Emma sat with a mug of hot chocolate between her tiny hands, steam rising into her face. She turned toward Maya's footsteps. You came back. Of course I came back. Maya slid into the booth across from her. Now, let's get some food in you. Emma reached out, and Maya guided her hand to the spoon. The girl ate slowly, mechanically, like she'd forgotten what hunger was. Between bites, she talked. Daddy says I'm his whole world. He says when Mommy died having me, I became his reason for everything. But sometimes bad people want to hurt Daddy, and they think hurting me will work. Maya's throat tightened. Your daddy loves you very much. Do you have kids? A daughter, Sophia. She's 6. Is she waiting for you? The question hit like a slap. Yes. Yes, Sophia was waiting. Alone. Scared, probably. Maya checked her phone. 3:08 a.m. She'd been gone almost an hour since Mrs. Chen left. She texted, Baby, I'm okay. Had an emergency. Be home soon. Lock the door. I love you. 3 dots appeared, then, Okay, Mommy. Scared. Maya's eyes burned. She typed, I know, baby. So proud of you. So brave. 30 minutes. But even as she sent it, she knew it was a lie. The ambulance still wasn't here. Emma still needed help. And now Maya had a phone number burning in her pocket, attached to a name that terrified half the city. Emma, I found a poster with your picture. It has a phone number for your dad. Emma's face lit up. You can call him? I can. But first, I need to know. Are you safe with him? Those bad men who took you, were they your dad's friends or his enemies? Emma's expression turned solemn, wise beyond her years. Daddy has enemies. That's what Uncle Jack says. Daddy keeps us safe from them, but sometimes they try to hurt us anyway. Those men who took me, they weren't Daddy's friends. They hated him. Maya pulled out the flyer, looked at the number. Her hand hovered over her phone. Once she made this call, there was no going back. Vic Castellano would know who she was, where she was. Men like him didn't forget debts, didn't forget faces. But Emma, God, Emma was just sitting there, blind and trusting, and waiting to go home. Maya dialed. The phone rang once, twice. Then a voice answered, rough and desperate. "Who is this?" "Mr. Castellano, my name is Maya Rodriguez. I have your daughter." Silence, then an explosion of sound. Shouting in the background, motorcycles revving, chaos. "Put her on, right now." Maya handed the phone to Emma. "It's your dad." Emma's whole body relaxed. "Daddy?" Maya couldn't hear the other side, but she watched Emma's face transform from fear to joy to tears. "I'm okay, Daddy. A nice lady found me. Miss Maya. She's taking care of me." More talking. "I don't know where. A restaurant? It's warm, and there's hot chocolate." Emma held out the phone. "He wants to talk to you." Maya took it, her heart hammering. "Hello?" "Where are you?" No introduction, no thank you, just command. "Randy's Diner, corner of 5th and Industrial." "Don't move. Don't let her out of your sight. Don't talk to anyone. We're coming." "Mr. Castellano, I need to—" 15 minutes. The line went dead. Maya stared at the phone. 15 minutes. She looked at Emma, who was smiling now, exhausted but happy. Then she looked at Randy, who'd gone pale. "Maya," he whispered, "you just called the Hells Angels. They're coming here." What was I supposed to do? Literally anything else. Randy grabbed his keys. "I'm gone. I ain't here when they show up." "Randy!" "You don't understand. Vic Castellano is— Jesus, Maya. He's not just some biker. He's the guy other criminals are scared of." "He's also a father whose child was kidnapped." "And you don't think he's going to want to know how you found her? You don't think he's going to ask questions?" Maya's stomach turned. She hadn't thought about that, about how this looked. A random woman calling in the middle of the night claiming to have his missing daughter. Randy left through the back. The bell over the door chimed his exit, and suddenly the diner felt very large and very empty. Emma reached across the table. "Miss Maya, you're scared. I can hear it in your breathing." "I'm okay, sweetie." "Daddy sounds scary sometimes, but he's not. Not to people who help us." Maya wished she had Emma's faith. She checked her phone again. Sophia had sent another text. "Mommy, please." Her daughter needed her. But Emma needed her more right now, and Maya had already made the call, already put this in motion. She typed to Sophia. "Almost done, baby, I promise. You're so brave." Outside, through the diner windows, she saw headlights cutting through the snow. But not car headlights. These were different. Lower. Multiple. Motorcycles. A dozen of them appeared through the storm, engines rumbling like thunder. They pulled into the parking lot in formation, surrounding the diner. Men dismounted, all leather and denim and danger. They moved with purpose, with barely restrained violence. And in the center of them all, a man who could only be Vic Castellano. He was massive, 6'4" at least, shoulders that filled doorways. His beard was shot through with gray, his face carved from granite and old scars. Tattoos crawled up his neck, disappeared into his leather vest. The vest with the Hells Angels patch. And the bird. The eagle with wings spread wide. He spotted them through the window, his eyes locked on Emma. The diner door exploded open. 6 bikers stormed in first, fanning out, checking corners, hands near weapons Maya couldn't see but knew were there. Then Vic entered. He crossed the distance in 3 strides. Emma. His voice cracked on her name. This mountain of a man, this person who made grown criminals afraid, fell to his knees beside the booth. His massive hands reached out, trembling, and touched his daughter's face like she might disappear. Baby girl. Oh, baby girl. Emma turned toward his voice, and her face crumpled. Daddy, I was so scared. I know. I got you now. Nobody's ever taking you again. He scooped her up, and she buried her face in his neck. His eyes closed, and Maya saw tears cutting through the hard exterior, raw grief and relief mixing into something almost painful to witness. Then his eyes opened and found Maya. The grief vanished. The relief hardened into something else, something dangerous. You. His voice was flat, empty, the voice of a man who'd done terrible things and would do them again. You're the one who called. Maya stood, forcing her legs to stay steady. Yes. Where did you find her? Bus station, about an hour ago. She was hypothermic. I got her warm, fed her, then I saw the missing poster. Vic's jaw worked. His men had positioned themselves around the diner, blocking every exit. Maya realized with sudden clarity that she was trapped. You see the poster before or after you found her? The question was a trap. Maya knew it. After. I saw it in the bathroom just 20 minutes ago. So you took my daughter somewhere for 40 minutes before calling me? I took her somewhere warm. She was dying. One of the bikers, a wiry man with a scar bisecting his face, stepped forward. Boss, we should take her in. Ask her proper questions. I didn't kidnap her, Maya said, voice rising. I saved her life. Vic stood slowly, still holding Emma. You know who I am? I know what the poster said. Then you know I could make you disappear for what you just put my daughter through. Emma's head lifted. Daddy, no. Miss Maya helped me. She gave me her coat. She carried me. She called you. Quiet, baby. No. Emma's voice was stronger than Maya had heard it all night. Those bad men took me. She didn't. She saved me. The diner went silent. Maya watched Vic's face, watched him process his daughter's words against his own suspicion and rage. Finally, he spoke. How much? Maya blinked. What? How much did they pay you to grab her? Nobody paid me anything. I work at Ridgemont Memorial. I was walking home from my shift when I found her. That's it. Bullshit. Nobody helps for free. Not in this city. Something inside Maya snapped. The exhaustion, the fear, the desperation of her entire life came flooding out. You're right. Nobody helps for free, because we're all too busy trying to survive. But you know what? I have a 6-year-old daughter at home right now, alone, scared, waiting for me. And I should have walked past your daughter. I should have called the police and kept moving, but I didn't. Because if that was my Sophia lying there blind and frozen, I would pray someone like me would stop. So don't you dare stand there and accuse me of... Her phone rang. Everyone's head turned. Maya looked at the screen. Sophia. Her blood went cold. Sophia never called. Never. She knew Mommy was working. She knew to text. Maya answered. Baby? Mommy? Sophia's voice was barely a whisper. "There's someone trying to open the door." The world stopped. "What?" "Someone's trying to get in. I locked it like you said, but they keep trying the handle, and I'm scared, Mommy. I'm so scared." Maya's vision blurred. She looked at Vic, at his men, at this nightmare she'd walked into. "Sophia, go to my bedroom. Lock that door too. Get under the bed. Right now." "Mommy, right now!" She heard her daughter running, heard the bedroom door slam. Maya turned to Vic. "I have to go. My daughter's in danger." "You're not going anywhere." "Then shoot me. But I'm walking out that door in 5 seconds either way." Vic studied her, really looked at her for the first time, saw the hospital scrubs under her coat, the exhaustion carved into her face, the terror that had nothing to do with him and everything to do with a little girl 3 miles away. Emma tugged on his vest. "Daddy, let her go. Please. Her baby needs her like I needed you." Something shifted in Vic's expression. He jerked his head at 2 of his men. "Ghost, Reaper, escort her. Make sure she gets there safe. Anyone tries to hurt her or her kid, you handle it." The 2 bikers nodded. Maya didn't wait for permission. She ran. The motorcycle ride was a blur. Maya had never been on a bike before, had to cling to the man they called Ghost, while the world streaked past at terrifying speed. Behind them, Reaper followed. The storm tried to slow them, but these men rode like they were born to it. 7 minutes. That's how long it took to cross 3 miles. They skidded to a stop outside Maya's building. She jumped off before the bike stopped moving, sprinted toward the stairs. Ghost and Reaper followed, hands inside their jackets. Maya's apartment door was closed, but the lock was scratched. Fresh marks. Someone had tried to pick it. She fumbled with her keys, burst inside. "Sophia!" No answer. "Sophia, it's Mommy!" The bedroom door creaked open. Sophia's face appeared, streaked with tears. She saw Maya and ran, hitting her like a small missile. "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy!" Maya sank to the floor, holding her daughter, checking for injuries. "Are you okay? Did anyone get in?" "No, I stayed quiet like you said." "I stayed under the bed. But Mommy, I was so scared." "I know, baby. I know. I'm here now." Ghost moved past them, checking the apartment. Reaper stayed by the door, watching the hallway. "Clear," Ghost called. He knelt down at the door, examining the lock. "Someone tried to jimmy it, recent, maybe 30 minutes ago." Maya's mind raced. 30 minutes ago, she was at the diner with Emma. Someone had tried to break in while she was gone. But why? Random burglary? Or something else? Sophia pulled back, looked at Maya's face. "Mommy, why are there big scary men here?" "They're not scary, baby. They're helping us." Ghost turned, and despite everything, he smiled at Sophia. The scar that split his face made the smile crooked, but it was genuine. "Hey, little miss, you did real good tonight. Real brave." Sophia buried her face in Maya's shoulder. Maya's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "We need to talk. Tomorrow. I'll send a car. Vic." She didn't respond, didn't know what to say. Ghost and Reaper exchanged glances. "Boss wants us to sit outside tonight," Ghost said. "Make sure nobody comes back." "That's not necessary." "Wasn't asking permission, ma'am. Someone tried your door while you had Boss's daughter. That ain't coincidence." The implication hit her like cold water. The people who'd taken Emma. They knew Maya had been involved. They knew where she lived. She looked down at Sophia, who'd finally stopped crying. Her daughter was safe. For now. But Maya had just crossed a line she couldn't uncross. She'd entered a world she didn't understand, pulled there by nothing more than the choice to help a child who needed her. Ghost headed for the door. "Lock this behind us. Triple check it. We'll be right outside." They left. Maya locked the door, tested it twice, then carried Sophia to bed. Her daughter was asleep before Maya finished tucking her in. Maya sat on the edge of the bed, watching Sophia breathe. Just hours ago, her biggest worry was making rent. Now she had bikers guarding her door and criminals who knew her address. Her phone buzzed again. Another text from Vic. "You saved my daughter's life. I don't forget that. But you need to understand what you walked into. The people who took Emma won't stop, and now they know about you." Maya's hands shook as she typed back. "What do you mean?" The response came immediately. "Tomorrow, we talk. Until then, you're protected. Try to sleep." Sleep. As if that was possible. As if she could close her eyes and pretend this was just another nightmare shift at the hospital. But when she looked at her daughter, sleeping peaceful now despite everything, Maya knew the truth. She'd made a choice tonight, and that choice had consequences she was only beginning to understand. Outside, she heard the rumble of motorcycle engines, low, steady, the sound of men who didn't sleep when one of their own was threatened. And Maya, for the first time in 4 years of survival, wasn't entirely alone. She just didn't know yet if that was salvation or damnation. Maya woke to knocking. Not soft knocking, the kind that meant business. She jolted upright, heart already racing, and checked the time. 7:43 a.m. 3 hours of sleep. Her body screamed, but adrenaline overrode everything. Sophia stirred beside her. They'd slept together, Maya too afraid to let her daughter out of arm's reach. "Mommy, who is it?" "Stay here." Maya grabbed the baseball bat she kept by the bed, the one that had been Carlos's. She crept to the door, looked through the peephole. Ghost stood there, holding a coffee tray and a paper bag. Behind him, Reaper leaned against the hallway wall, watching the stairs. She opened the door a crack, chain still on. "What do you want?" "Boss sent breakfast. Said you'd need it." Ghost held up the bag. "And coffee. Real coffee, not that hospital vending machine shit." Despite everything, Maya's stomach growled. She hadn't eaten since her shift started yesterday. 28 hours ago. She undid the chain. Ghost handed her the bag. Inside, real food. Eggs, bacon, toast. 2 of everything. 1 for Sophia. He also sent this. Ghost pulled an envelope from his jacket. Thick. Heavy. Maya didn't take it. "What is it?" "Money. For your trouble." "I don't want his money." "Ma'am, with respect, you're about to lose a day's work because of what happened. Maybe more. This covers it." "I said I don't want it." Ghost's expression didn't change. "Then don't spend it. But you're taking it. Because if you don't, Boss will think you're refusing his gratitude, and that insults him. You don't want to insult him." The words weren't a threat, just a statement of fact. Maya took the envelope. "Car's coming at 9. Boss wants to talk." "I have work. Called in sick for you. Hospital thinks you got the flu." Maya's jaw dropped. "You can't just—" "Already done. 9 a.m. Be ready." Ghost left before she could argue. Maya stood there, envelope in hand, feeling control of her life slipping further away. Sophia appeared in the doorway, rubbing her eyes. "Is that food?" They ate in silence. The eggs were perfect. The coffee was strong enough to wake the dead. Maya hated how good it tasted, hated that she was grateful for it. This was how it started, wasn't it? Small favors, little debts, until you owed more than you could repay. She opened the envelope. $5,000. Cash. Her vision blurred. $5,000. That was 3 months of rent, 6 months of groceries. Sophia's medication for her asthma, the stuff insurance wouldn't cover. It was everything Maya had been drowning without. And it was a chain around her neck. Sophia noticed the money. "Mommy, that's a lot." "It is." "Are we rich now?" Maya's laugh came out broken. "No, baby, we're not rich."
Then why did they give it to us? How did you explain debts to a 6-year-old? How did you explain that nothing in this world came free? Because I helped someone, and they wanted to say thank you. That's nice. Nice. God, if only it were that simple. At 8:55, Maya dressed in her only clean pair of jeans and a sweater that had seen better days. She braided Sophia's hair, packed her daughter's coloring books and snacks. No way was she leaving Sophia alone again. The car arrived precisely at 9. Not a motorcycle this time, but a black SUV with tinted windows. Ghost opened the back door. "She comes too," Maya said, holding Sophia's hand. Ghost glanced at Sophia, then nodded. Boss figured. They drove through parts of Ridgemont Maya had never seen, past the gentrified downtown, past the industrial warehouses, into territory where buildings wore their scars like badges. The SUV pulled up to a compound surrounded by chain link and razor wire. The Hells Angels clubhouse. Sophia's hand tightened in Maya's. "Mommy, I'm scared." "Me too, baby. But we're brave together, okay?" Inside, the clubhouse was nothing like Maya expected. She'd imagined a dark den of violence and drugs. Instead, she found a large open space that looked almost like a VFW hall. Pool tables, a bar, worn couches. Photos on the walls of men on bikes, at rallies, at barbecues. Normal. Almost. Except for the men. 20 of them at least, all leather and muscle and watchful eyes. They stopped talking when Maya entered. Vic sat at a table in the back. Emma was on his lap, eating cereal, her head against his chest. When she heard the door, she turned. "Miss Maya?" "Hi, sweetheart." Emma's face lit up. "You came! Daddy said you would, but I wasn't sure." Sophia peeked out from behind Maya's leg. Emma tilted her head, listening. "Is that your daughter?" "It is. Sophia, say hello to Emma." Sophia's voice came out tiny. "Hello." "Don't be scared," Emma said. "Nobody here hurts kids." "That's Daddy's biggest rule." Vic stood, setting Emma down carefully. Up close, in daylight, he looked older than Maya had thought. Maybe late 40s, the kind of tired that came from carrying weight too long. "Mrs. Rodriguez." "Miss. And it's just Maya." "Maya." He gestured to a chair. "Sit, please." It wasn't a request. Maya sat. Sophia climbed into her lap, mirroring Emma and Vic. The two girls stared at each other with that instant curiosity only children had. Vic signaled to someone. A woman appeared, older, kind-faced, wearing a Hells Angels support shirt. "This is Betty. She'll watch the girls while we talk." "No." Maya held Sophia tighter. "She stays with me." "Maya, what we need to discuss isn't for kids." "Then we don't discuss it." They locked eyes, testing each other. Finally, Vic's mouth twitched. Almost a smile. "Betty, set them up in the back room. TV, snacks, whatever they need." Betty's voice was pure grandmother. "Come on, sweethearts." "I got cartoons and cookies."
Emma reached out.
"Sophia, wanna watch with me?"
Sophia looked at Maya, uncertain. Maya kissed her forehead.
"It's okay, baby. I'll be right here."
The girls left. Emma guiding Sophia with the confidence of someone who'd navigated blind her whole life. The door closed behind them. Vic sat back down. "You've got guts, I'll give you that." "Or I'm just stupid." "Maybe both." He poured coffee from a pot on the table. "What I'm about to tell you stays in this room. Understand?" Maya nodded. 3 days ago, a crew from the Iron Jackals grabbed Emma from outside her school. They're a rival club from 2 counties over, then trying to move into our territory for months. Taking my daughter was supposed to be leverage. Leverage for what? They want our drug connections, our protection rackets, our whole operation. I told them to go to hell. So they took Emma. Maya's blood ran cold. They were going to kill her. Eventually. First, they wanted to break me, make me watch them hurt her until I gave them everything. His voice was flat, emotionless, but his hands shook. Emma got lucky. The idiots left her in a car with the door unlocked. She heard them arguing outside, realized they weren't watching, and she ran. Blind girl in a snowstorm, just running on pure terror. How did she get so far from where they took her? Best we can figure, she ran for 3 hours. 3 hours in the cold, no coat, no idea where she was going. Just away. His jaw worked. If you hadn't found her. But I did. You did, which created a problem. Maya's stomach dropped. What kind of problem? Vic leaned forward. The Jackals had someone watching my place, waiting for me to crack. They saw you bring Emma in, saw my men escort you home. They know you're involved now. I'm not involved. I just helped a lost kid. Doesn't matter. To them, you're leverage now. If they can't get to Emma, they'll get to you. And if they get to you, they get to Sophia. The room felt too small suddenly. Maya couldn't breathe. This wasn't happening. This couldn't be happening. Why are you telling me this? Because you need to understand what you walked into. And because I'm offering you protection. I don't want protection. I want my normal life back. That life ended the second you picked up my daughter. Vic's voice was hard. I'm sorry, truly. But the Jackals don't forget. They sure as hell don't forgive. Right now they think you're one of mine. And as long as they think that, they'll come for you. Maya stood, chair scraping. Then tell them I'm not. Tell them I was just some random person who... They won't believe it. And even if they did, it wouldn't matter. You humiliated them. Their prize ran away and ended up safe because of you. That's a debt they'll want to collect. So what am I supposed to do? Join your club? Become some biker's old lady? The room went dead silent. Several of the men shifted, hands moving toward weapons. Maya realized too late she'd crossed a line. But Vic just laughed, hard and genuine. Old lady? Jesus, you got fire! He waved the men down. No, you keep your life, your job, your apartment. But you accept protection. My men watch your building. They escort you to work. They make sure Sophia gets to school safe. And what do I owe you for this protection? Nothing. Bullshit. Everything has a price. Vic's smile faded. You're right. It does. The price is you don't refuse. You don't fight it. And you don't put yourself or my men in danger by being stupid. Maya wanted to argue, wanted to tell him where he could shove his protection. But she thought of Sophia, of someone trying their door last night, of men who'd kidnapped a blind child and wouldn't hesitate to hurt another. How long? Until the Jackals are handled. Handled how? You don't want to know. He was right. She didn't. A phone rang. One of the men answered, listened,
then turned to Vic. "Boss, we got movement. Jackals are asking around about a Hispanic woman, late 20s, works at the hospital." Maya's vision swam. They were already hunting her. Vic stood. "Get her somewhere safe, now!" "Wait," Maya started. "Your apartment isn't secure. They know where you live. We need to move you." "I'm not leaving my home." "Then you're signing your daughter's death warrant." The words hit like a physical blow. Maya looked toward the back room where Sophia and Emma were laughing over cartoons. Her baby girl, who'd already lost her father, who couldn't lose her mother too. "Where would we go?" "We've got a safe house, north side, quiet neighborhood. You and Sophia stay there until this blows over." "I have to work. I have bills." "Covered." Vic pulled out his phone, typed something. "Your rent's paid for 6 months. Your car payment too. I already checked." Maya's mouth went dry. "How do you know my car payment?" "I know everything I need to know to keep you safe." It should have terrified her, should have sent her running. But all Maya felt was exhausted, so bone-deep tired of fighting alone. "Okay." Vic blinked. "Okay?" "On one condition. I want to work. I don't care if it's cleaning toilets or filing papers. I won't be a prisoner. I won't be useless." Something shifted in Vic's expression. Respect, maybe. "You know accounting?" "Enough to balance a checkbook." "Club's got legitimate businesses. Auto shop, 2 bars, a construction company. Books are a mess. You fix them, you earn your keep. Fair?" It wasn't fair. Nothing about this was fair. But it was survival. "Deal." They shook hands. His grip was rough, scarred, but careful. Like he was afraid of breaking her. The back room door opened. Emma and Sophia emerged holding hands. "Mommy, Emma says we're going to be neighbors." Maya looked at Vic. He shrugged. "Emma's staying at the safe house too. Made sense." Of course she was, because Vic couldn't protect his daughter at his own place any better than Maya could protect hers at their apartment. 2 single parents, 2 girls, 1 safe house. 1 war neither of them had chosen. Betty appeared with bags. "Packed clothes for both of them, toys too." How long had Vic been planning this? Since last night? Since the moment Maya called him? Ghost and Reaper materialized. SUVs ready. Maya looked around the clubhouse, at these men who terrified the whole city, who killed and fought and broke laws, but who were protecting her daughter when no one else would. "Thank you," she said to Vic. He nodded once. "Thank me by staying alive." They left through a back entrance, loaded into the SUV with tinted windows. Sophia sat between Maya and Emma, chattering about cartoons. Emma listened, smiling, sometimes laughing. Maya watched them and felt her world tilting. 24 hours ago she'd been alone, drowning but alone. Now she had bikers guarding her life and a child who wasn't hers depending on her presence. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "We know who you are, Maya Rodriguez. We know where you work, where your daughter goes to school. You made a mistake helping Castellano. We're going to teach you what happens to people who interfere." Maya's hands went numb. She looked at Ghost in the driver's seat. "They just texted me." Ghost's jaw tightened. "Show me." She handed him the phone. He read it, then passed it to Reaper. "Boss needs to see this." "How did they get my number?" "Same way they knew where you lived. They've got someone on the inside. Cop, probably. Maybe hospital admin." Sophia tugged Maya's sleeve. "Mommy, what's wrong?" Maya forced a smile. "Nothing, baby, just work stuff." But Emma's head tilted. She could hear the lie in Maya's voice.
Her small hand found Maya's and squeezed.
The safe house was in a neighborhood that had seen better days, but was trying to claw back. Small houses with chain-link fences, kids' bikes on porches. Normal. Except for the 2 motorcycles parked at each end of the block, men watching. Inside, the house was clean, but sparse. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen that smelled like someone had tried to make it homey with air freshener. Betty bustled in behind them.
Girls, your room's upstairs, left door. I put the beds next to each other so you can talk at night.
Sophia's eyes went wide.
We get to share a room?
Emma grinned.
Like sisters.
They thundered upstairs, all fear forgotten in the magic of a sleepover that wouldn't end. Maya stood in the kitchen, staring at refrigerator someone had stocked. Real food. Fresh vegetables. Milk that wasn't about to expire. Betty touched her shoulder.
It's a lot, I know. I don't know how to do this. Do what, honey? Be protected. Accept help.
I've been alone so long, I forgot what it feels like. Betty's smile was sad. Vic was the same way when Emma's mama died. Pushed everyone away. Tried to do it all himself. Nearly killed him. Sometimes the strongest thing we can do is let someone else carry the weight for a while. Upstairs, the girls giggled. Emma was teaching Sophia how to navigate with her hands instead of her eyes. Sophia was teaching Emma how to draw dragons. 2 children who should have nothing in common, finding everything that mattered. Maya's phone rang. The hospital. Miss Rodriguez, this is Administrator Chen. We need to discuss your absence. I called in sick. You've called in sick 3 times this month. We're concerned about your reliability. 3 times. Because Sophia had asthma attacks. Because Maya had the flu. Because life didn't stop just because she had a shift. I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, we need to put you on administrative leave. Pending review. Maya's world stopped.
You're firing me? Not firing, reviewing. There have been concerns about your judgment.
What concerns?
A pause. Too long.
Someone reported seeing you with known criminals, motorcycle club members. We can't have that associated with our staff. They knew. The jackals had gotten to the hospital, had told them just enough to make Maya toxic. I see. We'll be in touch. The line went dead. Maya stood there, phone in hand, feeling the last pieces of her normal life crumble. Her job, her income, her independence. Gone. Betty was watching. What happened? I just lost everything. No, you didn't. Betty's voice was firm. You lost a job that wasn't paying you enough anyway. You didn't lose your daughter. You didn't lose yourself. And you sure didn't lose the people who are going to make sure you come out of this alive. Maya wanted to believe her, wanted to think this was temporary. But she'd seen how these things went. Once you were marked, once you were associated with the wrong people, there was no going back. She walked outside, needing air. Ghost was on the porch, smoking. You okay? No. He nodded, like that was the right answer. Boss said you might want to talk. He's good at listening. Better than you'd think. Why are you doing this? Any of you? You don't know me. Ghost took a long drag. You know what Emma told Vic this morning? Maya shook her head. She said you smelled like her mama, that you held her the same way. And when Vic asked what she meant, Emma said, like I'm the most important thing in the world. Ghost looked at Maya. Vic would burn this city down for someone who made his daughter feel that way. And so would the rest of us. Maya's eyes burned. She didn't deserve this, didn't deserve their loyalty or protection or any of it. I'm just a CNA
who made one decent choice.
That's all it takes sometimes. One choice. Everything else follows. Inside, the girls called for Maya. Sophia wanted to show her something Emma had taught her. Maya went back in, back to the temporary home, back to the life she hadn't chosen, but was learning to live. And in that moment, wiping her daughter's happy tears while a blind girl giggled beside them, Maya realized something terrifying. She wasn't afraid of the jackals anymore. She was afraid of how much she was starting to depend on the people protecting her. Because depending on anyone meant they could leave, could disappear, could die like Carlos did, leaving her alone again. But when Emma grabbed her hand and said, "You're my second favorite person, after Daddy," Maya understood the real truth. She'd already crossed the point of no return. Now she just had to survive what came next. 3 days in the safe house, and Maya learned that waiting was its own kind of torture. Sophia and Emma had settled into a rhythm, two girls building a world where blindness and poverty didn't matter, but Maya felt the walls closing in. Every motorcycle that passed outside made her jump. Every phone call could be the one that changed everything. She was folding laundry in the kitchen when Vic arrived, unannounced. No knock, just the sound of the front door opening and boots on hardwood. "It's just me," he called out. Maya appeared in the doorway, basket on her hip.
"You ever think about knocking?"
"It's my safe house."
"I'm living in it."
They stared at each other, then Vic's mouth twitched. "You're right. I'll knock next time." The concession surprised her. Men like Vic didn't apologize or adjust. At least, that's what she'd thought.
"The girls are upstairs, drawing, I think."
Vic's expression softened instantly. Emma's teaching Sophia how to draw by touch?
"Sophia's teaching Emma about dragons. They've got a whole mythology going."
Dragons. Vic's voice carried something Maya couldn't name. Longing, maybe.
Emma's mama used to tell her dragon stories.
Did every girl needed to believe in something fierce that could protect them? It was the first time Vic had mentioned Emma's mother beyond the bare facts. Maya set down the laundry.
"How long has it been?"
8 years. Emma was born, and Sarah just bled out. They couldn't stop it. His hand went to his vest, touched a spot over his heart. "I got Emma, but I lost everything else that mattered."
"I know that feeling. Different, but the same."
"Your husband?"
"Factory accident. Sophia was 2. One minute we were planning her birthday party, the next I'm planning a funeral."
Maya's throat tightened.
"He was working a double shift to pay for the party. 15-hour day, exhausted. Fell asleep operating a press. Crushed his chest."
Vic's jaw worked. "You blame yourself."
"Every single day."
"Yeah." He looked up the stairs where the girls' laughter echoed. Every single day. They stood in shared silence, two people who'd learned that survival meant carrying guilt you never asked for. The moment shattered when Vic's phone rang. He answered, and Maya watched his whole body go rigid. "When? How many?" A pause. "Damn it, lock it down. Nobody in or out." He hung up, already moving. "Get the girls, now." Maya's heart stopped.
"What happened?"
"Jackals hit one of our warehouses, burned it to the ground, left a message spray-painted on what was left." His eyes met hers. "They wrote your name." The world tilted. Maya ran upstairs, burst into the girls' room. Sophia and Emma sat cross-legged on the floor, papers scattered everywhere.
"Mommy?"
Sophia's smile faded.
"What's wrong?"
"We need to go downstairs, right now." Emma's head tilted.
Is it the bad men?
Smart girl. Too smart for 8 years old.
Just come with me, sweetheart.
Downstairs, Vic was on his phone again, barking orders. Ghost and Reaper appeared from somewhere, armed and tense. Betty materialized, gathered the girls to her.
What did the message say?
Maya demanded. Vic hesitated.
Tell me.
The woman pays for what she stole. That's it.
I didn't steal anything.
You stole Emma from them. That's how they see it. Vic's hands curled into fists. They're escalating. Burning property, making threats. Next step is
what?
following through. Maya's legs almost gave out. She thought of Sophia upstairs, drawing dragons. Of Emma teaching her how to see without eyes. Of their laughter that had filled this house with something that felt almost like hope.
What do we do?
We end this. Tonight. The words hung heavy. Maya knew what he meant, what ending this required.
You're going after them.
Damn right I am.
And if you don't come back? What happens to Emma then?
Vic's expression cracked. For just a moment, the fear showed through. That's why I'm here. I need you to promise me something. What? If something happens to me, you take care of her. Not my club, not foster care. You. Maya's breath caught. Vic, she trusts you. In 3 days, she trusts you more than people I've known for years. That means something. He pulled an envelope from his jacket. Legal guardianship papers, already drawn up. Just need your signature.
You can't ask me to.
I'm not asking. I'm begging. His voice broke. My daughter has nobody else. No grandparents, no aunts or uncles worth a damn. Just me. And if the jackals take me out tonight, she'll end up in a system that'll destroy her. You know I'm right. Maya looked at the envelope, at this man who terrified entire neighborhoods asking her to be a mother to his child.
What about Betty? Or one of your men?
Betty's 67 with a heart condition. My men are soldiers, not fathers. Emma needs someone who already knows how to love a kid more than their own life. His eyes bore into hers. Someone like you. Sophia appeared at the top of the stairs.
Mommy, Emma's asking for you.
Maya's hands shook as she took the envelope.
Don't die tonight.
I'll do my best. He turned to leave, and Maya grabbed his arm.
Vic, wait. What if there's another way?
There isn't.
How do you know? Have you tried talking to them?
Talking? Vic's laugh was bitter. Jackals don't talk. They take and they destroy. That's all they understand.
Then make them understand something else. Make them understand that killing you means war with every club in the state. Make them understand the cost is too high.
They already know the cost. They just don't care. Maya's mind raced.
Then hit them where they do care. You said they want your territory, your connections. So give them something that looks valuable, but isn't. Make them think they won.
Vic studied her. You suggesting I negotiate?
I'm suggesting you survive. For Emma.
The room went quiet. Ghost and Reaper exchanged glances. Betty watched from the corner. Finally, Vic spoke. Even if I wanted to, they won't negotiate. Not now. Not after they've committed this much.
So make them think it's their idea.
Maya's nursing experience kicked in, the de-escalation training she'd received for violent patients.
You give them a win that doesn't cost you anything real. Pride, maybe. Territory you were planning to abandon anyway. Make them feel powerful, while you stay alive.
And when they realize they've been played?
By then you've bought time. Time to actually end this without getting yourself killed.
Vic's phone rang again. He answered, listened, and his face went white. Say that again? His voice was deadly calm. Where, exactly? He hung up, looked at Maya. They're at Sophia's school. The world stopped. What? Jackals, 3 of them, asking teachers about a student named Sofia Rodriguez, showing her picture. Maya couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Sophia's school. They knew where her daughter went to school. How did they? Someone talked. Someone always talks. Vic was already moving. Ghost, Reaper, with me. Betty, lock this place down. No one in or out. Maya grabbed her coat. I'm coming. No, you're not. That's my daughter's school. I'm coming. They locked eyes. Vic saw something there that made him nod. Stay behind me. Do exactly what I say. Understood? They were out the door in seconds, motorcycles roaring to life. Maya climbed on behind Vic, holding on as they tore through streets she barely recognized. Her mind kept repeating one thing. Sophia's school. They went to Sophia's school. The elementary school looked peaceful in the afternoon light. Kids on the playground, teachers watching. Normal. Except for the 3 men in leather standing by the fence talking to the principal. Vic killed the engine half a block away. Stay here. Like hell. Maya. But she was already walking, her fear transforming into something harder, sharper. These men had threatened her daughter, had gone to her baby's school. The jackals saw her coming, saw Vic behind her. The biggest one, a man with a shaved head and neck tattoos, smiled. Well, well, the woman herself. Get away from my daughter's school. Maya's voice didn't shake. She was beyond shaking. Just having a conversation with the nice principal here, talking about student safety. You know, making sure little Sophia gets home safe every day. The threat was clear. The principal, a thin woman named Mrs. Patterson, looked terrified. Maya stepped closer. You don't touch my kid. You don't talk about my kid. You don't even think about my kid. Or what? The jackal's smile widened. You'll sick your biker boyfriend on us? We're already here, sweetheart. Already know everything we need to know. Vic moved forward, but Maya put her hand on his chest, stopped him. You want to hurt me? Fine. Come after me. But the second you involve children, you lose whatever code you think you're living by. You become exactly what everyone already thinks you are. Cowards who hide behind innocent kids because you can't face the real fight. The jackal's smile faded. Watch your mouth. No, you watch yours, because I might not have a club behind me, but I have something you'll never understand. I have a reason to fight that goes beyond territory or pride. I have my daughter, and I will burn your entire world down before I let you touch her. The playground had gone quiet. Teachers were ushering kids inside. Mrs. Patterson had her phone out, probably calling the police. The jackal stepped forward, and Vic's hand went to his waist. Ghost and Reaper flanked them. The air crackled with violence waiting to happen. Then a voice called out, "That's enough." Everyone turned. An older man stood by a black motorcycle, gray beard, worn leather, eyes that had seen everything. He walked with a limp, but carried authority like a weapon. Razor. The jackal's voice held reluctant respect. This doesn't concern you. When you bring a war to a school playground, it concerns everyone. Razor looked at Vic. Castellano. Razor. Vic's tone was neutral, careful. You two want to kill each other, that's your business, but not here. Not in front of kids. Razor looked at the jackals. You made your point. Now leave. We're not done with her. Yeah, you are. Because I'm making this a neutral zone. Right here, right now. This school, this woman's kid, off limits. Both sides. The lead jackal's jaw worked. You can't just declare, I can, and I did. You got a problem with it? Take it up with the council. Razor's eyes were hard. Unless you want to explain to every club in the state why you're starting a war over one woman and a blind kid. Silence. Then the jackal spat at Maya's feet and walked away. His men followed. Maya's legs shook. She'd been seconds from violence, maybe seconds from dying. Razor turned to her. You've got guts, lady. Stupid, but guts. Who are you? Someone who's tired of watching good people get caught in our bullshit. He looked at Vic. You need to end this. Clean. Before more civilians get hurt. I'm trying. Try harder. Razor climbed on his bike. And you, he said to Maya, get your kid out of this city, tonight. Because that neutral zone I just declared, it'll hold for maybe 24 hours. After that, all bets are off. He rode away, leaving them standing in front of Sophia's school with teachers watching from windows and sirens growing louder in the distance. Vic grabbed Maya's arm. We need to go. Now. They got back on the bikes and rode. Police cars passing them headed toward the school. Maya's whole body trembled. She'd just confronted drug dealers at her daughter's school, had threatened men who killed for less. What was happening to her? Back at the safe house, Betty had Sophia and Emma in the kitchen making cookies. Sophia saw Maya and ran to her. Mommy, we're making chocolate chip! Maya held her daughter so tight, Sophia squeaked. I can't breathe, Mommy. Sorry, baby. Just really happy to see you. Emma's voice came from the kitchen. Did something bad happen? Vic went to her, knelt down. Nothing you need to worry about, sweetheart. Daddy, I can hear when you're lying. Your voice gets tight. He kissed her forehead. Smart girl. Yeah, something happened. But it's handled. For now, Ghost muttered. Maya put Sophia down, sent her back to the cookies, and pulled Vic aside. Razor was right. We need to get them out of the city. Where? Jackals have connections everywhere. Somewhere they don't. Somewhere remote. Maya's mind worked. My husband's family has a cabin, middle of nowhere, 3 hours north. I haven't been there since he died. But it's still ours. No one would think to look there. Your husband's family. They're going to be okay with you showing up with bikers? They hate me. Think I killed their son by making him work too much. They won't even know we're there. Vic considered. How remote? Nearest neighbor is 4 miles. Nearest town is 20. It's hunting season. We'd blend in. We? Maya swallowed hard. You said it yourself. Emma trusts me. And Sophia trusts Emma. We're in this together now. Vic's expression shifted. You're talking about running, hiding. I'm talking about keeping our daughters alive while you figure out how to end this war without ending yourself. I can't leave my club. Then send someone you trust. But those girls can't stay here. Not with jackals knowing about the school. Not with Razor's protection expiring in 24 hours. Vic looked toward the kitchen where Emma was teaching Sophia how to fold dough by feel. His daughter, laughing. Safe. For now. Okay. The word came out rough. Okay. But not you. You send Sophia with Betty and one of my men. You stay here. No. Maya, Sophia just watched me leave her alone while someone tried to break into our apartment. She's terrified every time I'm out of her sight. I'm not sending her away without me.
Then you're both in danger.
We're already in danger. At least the cabin will be surrounded by woods instead of enemies.
They argued for 10 more minutes, but Maya held firm, and finally Vic relented. Ghost goes with you. He's former military. Best shot we've got. He'll keep you safe.
What about you?
I'm finishing this. Tomorrow night. One way or another. The words carried finality that made Maya's chest tighten.
Don't be a hero.
Wasn't planning on it. But I'm done running. Done hiding. The jackals want a war? They're about to get one. Maya saw it then. The hardness that made Vic who he was. The willingness to burn everything rather than bend. It was what made him dangerous. What made him powerful. What might get him killed. Emma needs her father. And I need her to be safe. That's why you're leaving tonight. They packed quickly. Betty helped, moving with practiced efficiency. 2 bags each, essentials only. Emma sensed something was wrong, kept asking questions Sophia couldn't answer. At the door, Vic held his daughter. You're going on an adventure. Maya and Sophia and Ghost are going to take you somewhere safe, somewhere with trees and quiet.
When are you coming?
Soon as I can, baby girl.
Promise?
Vic's eyes met Maya's over Emma's head. I promise. It was a lie. They both knew it. But sometimes lies were all you had to give. Ghost loaded the SUV while Maya buckled the girls in. Sophia was excited, talking about camping. Emma was quiet, her hand tight in Maya's. Vic appeared at Maya's window. The papers. You didn't sign them. Maya pulled out the guardianship envelope.
Because you're coming back.
If I don't, you are. Their eyes held. Then Vic did something unexpected. He touched her face, gentle despite his scarred hands. Thank you. For everything. Don't thank me yet. We're not through this. No, but we're through it together. That's more than I've had in 8 years. The SUV pulled away, and Maya watched Vic in the mirror until he disappeared. Watched the safe house fade. Watched the city lights thin as they headed north into darkness. Sophia fell asleep against Emma. Emma stayed awake, her unseeing eyes pointed toward the window.
Miss Maya? Yeah, sweetheart? My daddy's going to fight them, isn't he?
Maya's throat closed.
Yes. He might not come back. He's coming back. But he might not. That's why he hugged me so long. That's why he made you promise.
8 years old and blind, and understanding things that would break most adults. Emma, your daddy is the strongest person I've ever met. He's going to do everything in his power to come back to you.
I know, but sometimes everything isn't enough.
Emma's voice was small.
That's what happened to my mommy.
Maya reached back, found Emma's hand. Then we make sure it's enough this time. Ghost drove in silence, checking mirrors every few seconds. They left the highway, took back roads, doubled back twice, making sure no one followed. 3 hours became 4. The cabin appeared finally, a dark shape against darker woods. No lights for miles. No sound except wind through trees. Home. For now. Or hiding. Maya wasn't sure which. She carried Sophia inside while Ghost carried Emma. Betty had called ahead, had someone stock the cabin with food and supplies. Electricity worked, water ran. It was more than Maya expected. The girls shared a room upstairs. Maya tucked them in, Sophia already back asleep, Emma still quiet.
Will you stay until I fall asleep?
Emma whispered.
Of course.
Maya sat on the floor between their beds, holding both their hands. Outside, Ghost did a perimeter check,
The cabin settled around them, old wood creaking. Miss Maya, if something happens to Daddy and I have to live with you, would Sophia be my sister? For real? Maya's eyes burned. For real. Good. I always wanted a sister. Emma's breathing evened out. Maya waited until both girls were deep in sleep before she allowed herself to cry. Quiet tears that wouldn't wake them. Tears for daughters who'd lost too much already. Tears for a man riding into violence to protect them. Tears for herself, for the life she'd had 3 days ago that seemed like another person's memory now. Ghost found her in the kitchen at dawn. Perimeter secure. No one followed us. Good. You should sleep. Can't. He poured coffee, handed her a mug. Vic's tough. Tougher than most. He'll come through.
You believe that? Ghost hesitated. I believe he'll try. It wasn't the reassurance Maya wanted, but it was honest. Her phone buzzed. A text from Vic. In position. Going dark. Keep them safe. Maya typed back. Come home to your daughter. No response. She stared at the phone, willing it to light up again. It stayed dark. Outside, the sun rose over trees. Inside, 2 girls slept peacefully. And somewhere in the city, a war was beginning that would determine if their peace lasted or shattered. Maya set down her phone and went to check on the girls one more time. Because in the end, that's all she could control. Making sure they were safe, federal, loved. The rest was in God's hands now. Or Vic's. And she wasn't sure which scared her more. The first 24 hours at the cabin crawled. Maya checked her phone every 5 minutes, each time finding nothing. Vic had gone dark, and the silence was eating her alive. Sophia noticed. Mommy, who are you waiting for? Just checking work emails, baby. You don't have work anymore. You told me. 6 years old and already too observant. Maya pocketed her phone. You're right, I'm being silly. Emma sat at the kitchen table, fingers tracing patterns in spilled sugar. He's okay. I can feel it. How can you feel it? I don't know, I just do. Like how I know when Sophia's sad, even though she's trying to hide it. Sophia's head snapped up. I'm not sad. Yes, you are. You miss our old apartment. You're scared we can't go back. Maya's chest tightened. She'd tried so hard to keep Sophia from understanding how bad things were. But children always knew. Come here, both of you. They came, and Maya pulled them close. Things are different now. Scary and different. But we're together. And as long as we're together, we're going to be okay. Promise? Sophia's voice was small. I promise. It was a lie. Maya had no idea if they'd be okay, but sometimes children needed promises more than truth. Ghost appeared in the doorway. Got movement, single vehicle, coming up the access road. Maya's blood froze. The girls, upstairs, now. But Mommy, now! They ran. Ghost pulled his weapon, moved to the window. Maya grabbed the kitchen knife, her hands shaking. It's slowing down, Ghost said. Stopping at the gate. Can you see who it is? One person. Male. Getting out. Ghost's posture relaxed slightly. It's Reaper. Relief and terror mixed. If Reaper was here, that meant news. Good or bad. Maya opened the door as Reaper climbed the porch steps. His face was bruised, knuckles wrapped in bloody bandages. Is he alive? The words tumbled out before she could stop them. He's alive. Maya's legs almost gave out.
Thank God.
Don't thank God yet. He's in bad shape. Reaper came inside, accepted the water Ghost handed him. Jackals ambushed us, had twice the numbers we expected. Vic took 3 bullets before we even got inside their clubhouse.
3 bullets?
Maya's voice cracked. Vest stopped too. Third caught his shoulder. He's at Doc Miller's place getting patched up. Refused the hospital.
Of course he did.
Maya pressed her hands to her face.
What about the jackals?
Dead. Most of them anyway. The ones who aren't are running scared. Reaper's smile was grim. Vic made sure they understood what happens when you threaten his family.
Family.
The word hung there.
How bad is his shoulder?
Through and through. Clean. He'll heal. Reaper looked toward the stairs where the girls had disappeared. He wanted me to tell Emma he's okay. Didn't want her worrying. Maya called up the stairs.
Emma, sweetheart, can you come down?
The girls appeared, holding hands. Emma's face was anxious.
Is my daddy dead?
No, baby. Reaper knelt down. Your daddy's a warrior. He's hurt, but he's tough. He wanted me to tell you he'll see you real soon.
How hurt?
Not enough to keep him down. You know your old man. Emma's lip trembled.
I want to see him.
Can't yet. Little bit. Not safe to move you. But in a couple days we'll bring him here. How's that sound?
You promise?
Reaper looked at Maya, then back to Emma. Yeah, I promise. After Reaper left, Maya tried to keep the girls occupied. They made sandwiches, played cards, drew pictures. But Maya's mind was miles away, seeing Vic bleeding, fighting, nearly dying to protect them. That night, after the girls were asleep, Ghost found Maya on the porch. You okay?
I don't know what I am anymore.
Maya hugged herself against the cold.
A week ago, I was a CNA who could barely pay rent. Now I'm hiding in the woods with a biker's daughter while he fights gang wars in the city.
Funny how life works.
That's not funny, that's terrifying.
Ghost lit a cigarette. You want to know what Vic said before we went after the jackals?
What?
He said, I got something to live for now.
2 somethings. Make sure I make it back to them.
Ghost exhaled smoke into the night.
In 8 years, I never heard him talk like that. Like he had a future worth surviving for.
Maya's throat closed.
He was talking about Emma. He was talking about both of them. Your girl and his.
Ghost looked at her.
And maybe about their mothers too.
The implication sat between them, heavy and impossible.
I barely know him. You know him enough to sign guardianship papers, to run into the woods to keep his daughter safe, to stand up to jackals at a school playground.
Ghost's smile was sad.
You know him where it counts.
Maya's phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered warily. It's me. Vic's voice was rough, strained with pain.
Are you okay?
Been better, been worse. Reaper told you.
He did. You should be in a hospital.
Can't. Too many questions. Doc Miller's got me fixed up. A pause. How are the girls? Worried? Scared? Emma wanted to see you. Tell her I'll be there in 3 days, soon as I can travel. 3 days? Vic, you were shot. I know what I was. I also know I need to see my daughter. Need to know she's safe with my own eyes. Maya understood that. The desperate need to hold your child, to confirm they were breathing and whole. Okay, 3 days. Maya? His voice softened. Thank you. For everything. For taking care of her. For keeping Sophia safe too. For...
for being there. Where else would I be? Most people would have run, would have taken their kid and disappeared the first chance they got. I'm not most people. No, you're not. Something in his tone made her chest tighten. I'll see you in 3 days. The line went dead. Ghost was watching her. He's falling for you, you know. Don't be ridiculous. I've known Vic for 12 years. Watched him shut everyone out after Sarah died. You're the first person I've seen him let in. He's grateful, that's all. Keep telling yourself that. Maya went inside, confused and scared and feeling things she had no right to feel. Vic was a criminal, a gang leader, everything she should stay away from. But he was also a father who'd taken 3 bullets protecting his daughter. A man who'd given Maya more security in 1 week than she'd had in 4 years. What did that make them to each other? The second day brought complications. Sophia woke up wheezing, her asthma flaring from the dusty cabin air. Maya dug through their bags frantically, searching for the inhaler. Gone. No, no, no! She dumped everything out. Not there. Sophia's breathing got worse, shallow, and labored. Emma heard it, went pale. What's wrong with her? Asthma attack. I need her medicine. Maya's hands shook. Ghost! He appeared instantly. What do you need? Albuterol inhaler. Sophia needs it now. Nearest pharmacy is 40 minutes. Then go. Now. Ghost was out the door in seconds. Maya heard the SUV roar to life, tires spitting gravel. Sophia's lips were turning blue. Maya recognized the signs. This was bad. Worse than usual. Baby, I need you to breathe slow. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Sophia tried, but panic was setting in. Emma crawled onto the couch beside her, found her hand. It's okay. My daddy gets hurt sometimes too, but he always gets better. You will too. Can't breathe. Maya pulled Sophia into her lap, positioned her to open her airways, started the breathing exercises the ER had taught her. Count to 4 breathing in, hold, count to 4 breathing out. With me, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sophia tried, failed, tried again. The minutes stretched like hours. Maya watched the clock, calculating how long Ghost had been gone. 10 minutes. 20. Too slow. Way too slow. Sophia's eyes started to close. No, baby, stay with me. Stay awake. Emma was crying now, still holding Sophia's hand. Don't die. Please don't die. She's not dying. Maya's voice was steel. Sophia, look at me. Look at Mommy. Sophia's eyes opened, glassy and scared. You're strong, remember? You're my brave girl. You can do this. 25 minutes. Maya was considering calling 911, revealing their location, when she heard the SUV. Ghost burst through the door with a pharmacy bag. Maya grabbed the inhaler, shook it, pressed it to Sophia's lips. Big breath in, baby, as deep as you can. The medication hit. Sophia gasped, coughed, gasped again. Her breathing started to even out. Color returned to her face. Maya held her, rocking, crying with relief. You're okay. You're okay now. Ghost sagged against the wall. Emma was still crying. I thought she was going to die, like my mommy did. Maya pulled Emma close too, holding both girls. She didn't. She's okay. We're all okay. But the incident shook her. They were isolated here. If something went really wrong, they were 40 minutes from help.
40 minutes that could mean the difference between life and death. That night, while the girls slept between them on Maya's bed, Ghost sat watch in the living room. Maya couldn't sleep, kept checking Sophia's breathing, counting the seconds between inhales. Her phone lit up. A text from Vic. Reaper said there was a problem. Everyone okay? Maya typed back. Sophia had an asthma attack. She's fine now. Ghost got her medicine. The response came immediately. I'm coming tomorrow. Can't wait 3 days. You're not healed enough. Don't care. Need to see you're all safe. Maya stared at the message. See you're all safe. Not just Emma. All of them. We'll be here. She set the phone down and looked at the girls sleeping peacefully now. Emma's hand still held Sophia's, even in sleep. 2 children who'd found each other in the chaos, who'd decided they were sisters without asking permission from the world. Maya thought about Vic, wounded and in pain, insisting on coming anyway. Thought about Ghost, driving like a madman to save Sophia. Thought about Reaper taking bullets to protect them all. These men, these dangerous criminals, were treating her and Sophia like family. When had that happened? When had the lines blurred so completely that she couldn't tell where her old life ended and this new one began? The third morning brought Vic. He arrived in the passenger seat of Betty's sedan, his arm in a sling, face pale from pain and medication. Emma heard the car, somehow knew it was him. "Daddy!" She ran outside before Maya could stop her. Vic caught her with his good arm, held her so tight she squealed. "Easy, Daddy, you're squishing me." "Good, you deserve to be squished for scaring me half to death." Emma pulled back, her hands finding his face, tracing the new bruises and cuts. "You're hurt bad." "I'm okay, just a scratch." "Liars get their tongues cut out." "That's what Uncle Ghost says." Vic laughed, winced at the pain it caused. "Okay, not a scratch, but I'm alive. That's what matters." Maya helped him inside while Betty fussed over the girls. Vic moved slow, every step an effort. The bullet wound might be clean, but it was far from healed. "You shouldn't be here," Maya said. Needed to see Emma. Needed to see Sophia was okay after yesterday. His eyes met hers. Needed to see you. The last part came out quiet, almost uncertain. "I'm fine." "You're not. Ghost said you were terrified. Said you held Sophia while she turned blue." "Any mother would have—" "Stop." Vic's good hand caught her wrist. "Stop pretending you're just doing what anyone would do. You're not. You're going above and beyond. For my daughter. For me. And I need to know why." Maya's breath caught. "Because it's the right thing to do." That's not an answer. "What do you want me to say? That I care about Emma? I do. That I'm grateful for your protection? I am. That I—" She stopped. The words died in her throat. "That you what?" Vic's voice was soft. Maya looked at the girls through the window, playing in the yard under Ghost's watchful eye. "That I can't remember the last time I felt less alone." The admission hung between them, raw and honest. Vic's thumb traced her wrist. "Yeah, me either." They stood like that, connected by more than just circumstance now. By something Maya didn't have words for. Sophia's laughter broke the moment. She and Emma were making a game of catching falling leaves, Emma using her hands to feel where they landed. "They're happy," Vic said. "They are. What happens when this is over? When it's safe to go back?" Maya's stomach dropped. She hadn't thought that far ahead. "I don't know." "Because I've been thinking about options." Vic turned to face her fully. "The club owns properties, apartment buildings mostly, good ones in safe neighborhoods. You and Sophia could have a place. Real security. No more 3 jobs just to survive. I don't want charity. It's not charity. You'd work for it. Keep doing the books like we talked about. Legitimate salary, benefits, the whole thing.
It was tempting. God, it was so tempting. And what about Emma?
She'd be close. The girls could see each other whenever they wanted.
That's not what I'm asking.
Maya took a breath.
Those guardianship papers. You still want me to sign them?
Vic's expression shifted. You said yourself I'm coming back.
I did, but things change. Bullets happen. Gang wars happen.
She met his eyes.
I need to know you're serious. That this isn't just gratitude or fear talking.
It's not.
Then what is it?
It's me realizing that my daughter lights up around you in a way she hasn't since her mother died. It's me understanding that Sophia deserves stability you can't give her alone. It's me wanting. He stopped.
Wanting what?
Wanting to see what happens if we stop pretending this is temporary. The words landed like stones in water, sending ripples through everything. Maya's phone shattered the moment, buzzing with an incoming call. Unknown number. She answered.
Miss Rodriguez?
A woman's voice, official and cold.
This is Angela Chen from Child Protective Services. We need to talk about your daughter's living situation.
Maya's world tilted.
What?
We received a report that Sofia Rodriguez, age 6, is currently living with members of a known criminal organization. We're opening an investigation.
No, that's not. Who reported this?
I can't disclose that information, but we need to schedule a home visit within 72 hours, or we'll be forced to take emergency custody.
You can't take my daughter.
If we determine she's in an unsafe environment, we absolutely can. 72 hours, Miss Rodriguez. We'll be in touch with the location details.
The line went dead. Maya stared at the phone, her entire body numb. They were going to take Sophia. CPS was going to take her baby. What happened? Vic's face had gone hard.
Child Protective Services. Someone reported me. Told them Sophia's living with criminals.
The jackals. Vic's voice was pure rage. They can't get to us directly, so they're using the system.
They can't take her. I won't let them.
Maya.
I won't!
Her voice broke.
I've lost everything else. My job, my home, my entire life. They're not taking my daughter.
Vic pulled her close with his good arm. They're not. We'll figure this out.
How? They want a home visit. They'll see I don't have a stable home. They'll see the connections to your club. They'll see
a mother who'd do anything to protect her child, who kept her safe when no one else would. Vic's voice was steel. And they'll see that she's not alone, that she's got people standing with her.
People who are criminals in the eyes of the law.
People who are family in the eyes of what matters. Family. There was that word again. Maya pulled back, looked at him. This man who'd been shot protecting them, who'd offered her safety when the world turned against her, who'd somehow become essential in the span of a week.
I'll sign the papers, she said.
What?
The guardianship papers. I'll sign them. Because you're right. Things change. And if something happens to you, Emma deserves a mother who'll fight for her the way I fight for Sophia.
Vic's eyes shone. Maya.
But I need something in return.
Anything.
Help me keep Sophia, not with money or intimidation, with the truth. Help me show CPS that I'm providing a stable, loving home, that my daughter is safe and happy and cared for.
Even if that means exposing your connection to the club?
Even then. Because hiding hasn't kept us safe. Maybe honesty will.
It was a gamble, a desperate, terrifying gamble.
But Maya was out of options. Vic nodded slowly. Okay. We do this together. Legal. Clean.
Show them you're not running from something, you're running toward something better. Outside, Emma called for them. The girls wanted to show them a fort they'd built from fallen branches. Sophia's asthma was forgotten, her laughter ringing through the trees. Maya watched her daughter, so happy despite everything, so resilient, so strong. 72 hours, she said to Vic. Then we've got 72 hours to build you a life CPS can't tear apart. They joined the girls in the yard. Emma and Sophia had created an elaborate structure, complete with a throne made of pine needles and a moat drawn in the dirt.
You're the queen, Miss Maya, Emma announced. And Daddy's the king. We're the princesses. What about Ghost and Betty? Sophia asked. They're the royal guards.
Ghost, standing nearby, actually smiled. I've been called worse. They played along, crowning Maya and Vic with leaf crowns Sophia had woven.
In that moment, surrounded by laughter and imagination and joy, it almost felt real. Almost felt like family. But the clock was ticking. 72 hours to convince strangers that this broken, blended, impossible family was worth keeping together. 72 hours to prove that love could exist in the most unlikely places. Maya looked at Vic, saw the same determination in his eyes. They'd both fought alone for so long. But maybe, just maybe, fighting together made them strong enough to win. She reached for his hand. He took it. And together, they went to build a future worth fighting for. They had 60 hours when Betty made a call that changed everything. She hung up the kitchen phone and turned to Maya with a smile that looked almost mischievous.
That was my daughter. She's a social worker. Different county, but she knows people.
Betty poured herself coffee like she hadn't just offered a lifeline.
She says the best way to handle CPS is to control the narrative.
Don't wait for them to come to you. You go to them. Maya's hands stilled on the dish she was washing.
Go to them how?
Request the meeting yourself. Show them you've got nothing to hide. Bring documentation, character witnesses. Show them a plan, not a problem.
Vic leaned against the counter, his injured arm still in the sling.
What kind of documentation?
Employment records, housing contracts, reference letters. Proof that Sophia's in a stable environment with a mother who's got her life together. Betty's eyes moved between Maya and Vic.
And if that mother happens to have support from a local business owner who's gone legitimate, well, that's just good sense. You're suggesting I lie to CPS?
Maya said slowly. I'm suggesting you tell them a truth they can accept. Vic owns legitimate businesses. You work for those businesses. You've got safe housing through those businesses. Sophia's attending school, seeing a doctor, thriving. Where's the lie? Maya looked at Vic.
He was watching her, waiting.
The lie is that it's not permanent, Maya said. The lie is that when this is over, we go back to our separate lives.
The kitchen went silent. Sophia and Emma were upstairs, their voices drifting down as they played. Ghost was outside doing another perimeter check. It was just the three of them in this moment of truth. Vic spoke carefully. Does it have to be a lie?
What are you asking?
I'm asking what happens after. When the jackals are finished. When CPS closes their investigation. When it's safe again. He straightened, wincing at the movement. I'm asking if you've thought about staying.
Staying where? At the cabin?
Staying with me. With us. Making this permanent. Betty quietly excused herself, leaving them alone. Maya's heart hammered.
Vic, we barely know each other.
I know you'd rather starve than take charity. I know you held my daughter in a snowstorm when anyone else would have walked past.
I know you stood up to gang members at a school playground.
I know you make Sophia feel safe, and you make Emma feel loved, and you make me feel—"
He stopped.
Feel what? Like maybe I don't have to do this alone anymore. The words landed heavy. Maya thought of the past week, of the terror and the chaos and the impossible choices, but also of the moments in between. Sophia and Emma laughing, Ghost bringing coffee, Betty cooking dinner, Vic's rare smiles. The feeling of being part of something bigger than just survival. "I'm scared," Maya admitted. "Of me? Of this. Of depending on someone again. Of what happens if you leave like Carlos did." Vic moved closer, careful of his injury. "I can't promise I won't die. This life, there's always that risk. But I can promise I won't leave on purpose. I can promise I'll fight like hell to stay. For Emma, for you, for Sophia too, if you'll let me." "She barely knows you." "Then give me time to change that. Give all of us time."
His good hand found hers.
"Sign the guardianship papers because it's right. Stay because you want to. Build something with me because we're stronger together than apart." Maya looked at their joined hands, hers worn from years of hard labor, his scarred from years of hard living, both of them damaged, both of them still standing. "Okay." "Okay?" "Okay, we try. We build something. But Vic, if this goes wrong, if Sophia gets hurt because of your world, then I'll be the one to get her out. You have my word." They stood like that, making promises they hoped they could keep. Then Maya pulled out her phone and called the CPS number. "This is Maya Rodriguez. I understand you're investigating my daughter's living situation. I'd like to schedule that home visit. Tomorrow, if possible. I want to address your concerns directly." The woman on the other end sounded surprised. "Most parents try to delay, Miss Rodriguez. I'm not most parents, and I have nothing to hide." They set the meeting for the next afternoon. Maya hung up and immediately started planning. Betty helped, pulling together documents Maya didn't even know she had. Employment contract from Vic's businesses dated back a week. Reference letters from club members who ran the legitimate operations. Lease agreement for an apartment in a good neighborhood ready to be signed. "When did you do all this?" Maya asked Vic. "Been working on it since Reaper told me about the Jackal's threat. Figured you'd need options when this was over. Didn't know it would be CPS we'd need to convince." That night, Maya practiced what she'd say. Ghost played the skeptical social worker, firing questions at her. "Why are you living in a cabin in the woods?" "Temporary safety measure. We're moving to a permanent apartment next week." "Why did you lose your hospital job?" "I didn't lose it. I left to pursue better opportunities with more stable income and benefits." "Who's Victor Castellano to you?" Maya hesitated on that one. Ghost waited. "He's my employer. And a friend. Someone who offered help when I needed it most." "Not good enough," Ghost said. "They'll dig deeper. They'll find out about Emma, about the connection. You need a better answer." Vic spoke up from the couch. "Tell them the truth, that we're two single parents helping each other survive. That Emma and Sophia are friends. That you're considering a future together but taking it slow for the girl's sake." "They'll say it's too fast, that it's unstable." "Then we show them it's not." Vic pulled out his phone, made a call. "Betty, I need you tomorrow for the CPS visit. And bring Emma." Maya's eyes widened. "You're bringing Emma?" "They need to see the whole picture. Two kids who are happy and safe and thriving. Two parents doing their best. A support system that works." It was risky, but it was also honest. And Maya was done lying. The CPS worker arrived at noon the next day at Vic's apartment,
the one he'd prepared for Maya and Sophia. It was modest but clean, 2 bedrooms in a neighborhood with good schools. Maya had spent the morning arranging furniture, making it look lived in. Angela Chen was younger than Maya expected, maybe 35, with tired eyes that said she'd seen too much. She shook Maya's hand, nodded politely at Vic, and pulled out a notepad.
Miss Rodriguez, let's start with the basics. Where are you currently residing?
Temporarily at a private property while finalizing the lease on this apartment. We move in next week.
And your employment status?
I'm the bookkeeper and office manager for Castellano Enterprises. I handle accounts for their auto shop, bar, and construction company.
Angela wrote this down.
How long have you held this position?
1 week.
Angela's pen paused.
1 week. Yes. Before that, I was a CNA at Ridgemont Memorial. I left to pursue better income and stability for my daughter.
Or you were fired for associating with known criminals. The accusation hung in the air. Maya felt Vic tense beside her, but she kept her voice calm.
I left voluntarily after the hospital administrator made it clear my personal associations were a concern. Rather than fight it, I chose to focus on opportunities that valued my skills.
Personal associations meaning Mr. Castellano and his motorcycle club.
Meaning people who offered help when I needed it most.
Angela turned to Vic.
Mr. Castellano, you have a criminal record.
I do. Assault charges, drug possession, other things I'm not proud of. Most from 10 to 15 years ago. I've been clean for 8 years since my daughter was born.
Yet you still run a motorcycle club.
I do. The Hells Angels isn't a criminal organization. It's a brotherhood. Yes, some members have made bad choices, but our legitimate businesses employ 30 people in this community. We sponsor local youth programs. We do toy drives every Christmas. We're not what you think we are. Angela's expression didn't change.
And you're in a relationship with Miss Rodriguez?
Maya answered. We're exploring a relationship, slowly, with our daughter's well-being as the priority.
Daughters, plural. You have a daughter together?
No. Vic has Emma, I have Sophia. The girls have become close friends. We're learning to co-parent in a way that supports them both.
Co-parent children who aren't related.
Co-parent children who need us. Maya leaned forward. Look, I know how this looks. Single mother, no job, living with a biker. It fits every stereotype you're trained to red flag. But the reality is more complicated.
Then explain it to me.
Maya took a breath. 10 days ago, I found a blind girl lost in a snowstorm. I could have walked past her. I could have called the police and kept moving, but I didn't. Because I'm a mother, and I couldn't leave a child in danger. That girl was Emma. Her father is Vic. Helping her put me in the crosshairs of dangerous people who wanted to hurt Vic through his daughter. Those people threatened Sophia, tried to break into our apartment, went to her school. Vic protected us when no one else would or could. He offered safety, employment, stability. Things I've been fighting for alone for 4 years. So yes, it's fast. Yes, it's unconventional. But it's also real, and it's working. Angela studied her.
Where's Sophia now?
Upstairs with Emma and Betty.
I'd like to see her.
Of course. Maya called up the stairs. Moments later, Sophia appeared with Emma, both girls holding hands. Emma carried her white cane, but Sophia guided her carefully down each step. Angela's expression shifted slightly.
Hello, girls.
Hi,
Sophia said shyly. Emma's head tilted toward Angela's voice.
Are you the lady who wants to take Sophia away?
Blunt. Honest. Very Emma. Angela's professionalism cracked just a little. I'm here to make sure Sophia is safe and well cared for.
She is. Miss Maya takes care of both of us now.
She's the best at taking care of people. Both of you? Sophia's my sister. Not blood sister, but heart sister. That's what Daddy says. The best kind.
Angela looked at the girls. Really looked. Saw Sophia healthy and smiling. Saw Emma confident despite her blindness. Saw two children who'd found security in an unlikely family.
Sophia, can I talk to you alone for a minute?
Sophia looked at Maya, who nodded.
It's okay, baby.
Angela and Sophia went to the kitchen. Maya's heart pounded. This was it. The moment that decided everything. Vic's hand found hers. She's smart. She'll tell the truth.
That's what I'm afraid of.
5 minutes felt like 5 hours. Finally, they emerged. Sophia ran to Maya, climbed into her lap. Angela closed her notepad.
Miss Rodriguez, I'm going to be honest with you.
This situation raises concerns. The speed of your relationship with Mr. Castellano, the sudden career change, the connection to an outlaw motorcycle club.
Maya's stomach dropped. However, Angela sat down. I've been doing this job for 12 years. I've seen real danger. Seen homes where children are neglected, abused, traumatized. This isn't that. Sophia is healthy, happy, and clearly loved. She speaks highly of you, of Emma, of Mr. Castellano. She's excited about her new school. She's thriving. So I'm closing the investigation. Unfounded. Angela pulled out a form, signed it. But I'm also going to recommend follow-up visits, monthly, for 6 months, just to ensure the stability continues. Is that acceptable? Maya's eyes burned.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Good. Angela stood. Miss Rodriguez, whatever this is you're building, it's working. Don't let anyone tell you there's only one way to make a family. After Angela left, Maya collapsed on the couch. Sophia and Emma cheered, not entirely understanding what had just happened, but knowing it was good. Vic pulled Maya close with his good arm. You did it.
We did it.
Betty appeared with sparkling cider.
To unconventional families.
They toasted. Sophia and Emma got their own glasses of juice, clinked them together seriously. But the day wasn't over. That evening, Vic's phone rang. He answered, listened, and his face went pale. When? How bad? A pause. I'll be right there. He hung up, looked at Maya. That was Doc Miller. Emma's eye specialist called. There's a cancellation for her surgery. Tomorrow morning. Emma's head snapped up.
Surgery? The one that might help me see?
For months, they'd been on a waiting list for an experimental procedure, partial vision restoration for Emma's specific type of blindness. Expensive, risky, but potentially life-changing. Yeah, baby. Tomorrow morning if we want it.
Do I have to decide now?
We have 2 hours. Emma went quiet.
Sophia squeezed her hand.
What if it doesn't work?
Emma's voice was small.
What if I get my hopes up and nothing changes?
Maya knelt in front of her.
Then you'll still be the same amazing girl you are now. Nothing about who you are depends on your eyes.
But what if it does work?
Then you'll see the dragons Sophia draws for you. You'll see your dad's face. You'll see the world you've only touched.
Emma turned toward Vic.
Daddy, what do you think?
Vic's voice was rough. I think you're brave enough to try, but only if you want to. Emma thought for a long moment, then nodded.
Okay, let's try.
The next morning came fast. They drove to the city, to the specialist's office. Emma held both Maya's and Sophia's hands in the waiting room. Vic paced despite his injury. When they called Emma back, she asked for Maya to come with her and Vic. The surgeon explained the procedure.
risks, benefits, success rates. Emma listened with a focus beyond her years.
Will it hurt?
You'll be asleep. When you wake up, your eyes will be bandaged for a week. Then we'll see.
A week is a long time.
It is, but you're tough, I can tell. Emma squared her shoulders.
Okay, let's do it.
They wheeled her away. Vic nearly fell apart in the waiting room. Maya held him while he shook with fear and hope, and all the things parents feel when their children face the unknown.
She's going to be fine,
Maya said.
You don't know that. No, but I believe it. And right now, that's enough.
Sophia sat with Betty, drawing pictures for Emma to feel when she woke up. The hours crawled. Finally, the surgeon emerged. The procedure went perfectly, no complications. We'll know more when we remove the bandages next week. Vic nearly crushed the doctor's hand, shaking it. They took Emma home to Vic's place. She was groggy from anesthesia, bandages covering her eyes, but in good spirits.
I had the weirdest dreams, she mumbled.
Dragons and motorcycles, and Miss Maya was a queen, Sophia giggled.
You were dreaming about our game. It was a good dream.
That week was the longest of Maya's life. She and Sophia moved into the apartment officially. Vic spent every day there, helping with Emma, learning to be part of their routine. The girls adapted to Emma's bandages with creativity, inventing games that didn't require sight. Ghost and Reaper visited daily, bringing food and checking security. Betty became a permanent fixture, cooking and telling stories. The apartment filled with noise and laughter and life. On the 7th day, they returned to the surgeon's office. Emma sat in the exam chair, Vic on one side, Maya on the other. Sophia stood with Betty. "Ready?" the surgeon asked. Emma nodded. Slowly, carefully, the doctor began removing the bandages, layer by layer. Emma's eyes stayed closed beneath. "Okay, Emma. Open your eyes slowly. The light will be bright at first." Emma's eyes opened, blinked, focused, and saw. Her face transformed. Wonder, shock, joy.
Daddy,
her voice broke.
I can see you.
Vic was crying.
Yeah, baby, you can see me.
Emma's eyes moved, found Maya.
You're beautiful, like I imagined.
Maya couldn't speak through her tears. Then Emma saw Sophia. The two girls stared at each other, really seeing each other for the first time.
You have the prettiest brown eyes,
Emma whispered. Sophia grinned.
You have pretty eyes too.
The surgeon explained that Emma's vision would never be perfect. Colors were muted, details were fuzzy. But she could see shapes, faces, movement. She could navigate without the cane. She could watch sunsets and read faces and see the people she loved. It was more than enough. That night, back at the apartment, they celebrated. Emma couldn't stop looking at everything. The pictures Sophia had drawn, the dragons on the walls, Vic's smile, Maya's face.
This is what home looks like,
Emma said, looking around the apartment that had become theirs. Sophia leaned against her.
It looks like us.
And it did. Two mothers who'd lost everything and found each other. Two daughters who'd chosen to be sisters. A man who'd learned that strength meant protecting, not destroying. A family built not by blood, but by choice. Maya watched them, this impossible family, and thought about the woman she'd been 10 days ago. Alone. Drowning. Invisible. She wasn't that woman anymore. Vic caught her eye across the room, mouthed, "Thank you." She mouthed back, "For what?" "For stopping." And Maya understood.
for stopping that night in the snow, for choosing to help when walking past would have been easier, for believing that one person could make a difference. Ghost appeared at the door with cake. Heard we're celebrating. Betty started cutting slices. The girls danced around the kitchen. Vic pulled Maya into a careful one-armed hug.
This is real, right?
Maya whispered. Not just temporary? As real as you want it to be.
I want it to be forever.
Then forever it is. They gathered around the table, this family that shouldn't exist by any conventional measure, a single mother and a biker, a blind girl who could now see, and a girl who'd taught her what family meant. Hardened criminals who'd become uncles and grandmothers. All of them broken, all of them healing. Emma raised her juice glass.
To Miss Maya, for finding me, for keeping me, for being my second mom.
Sophia raised hers.
To Emma, for being my sister.
Vic raised his. To second chances. Maya raised hers, looking at each face around the table.
To family, the one we choose.
They drank, they laughed, they lived. And somewhere in the city, in other neighborhoods, other struggling parents saw what Maya and Vic had built, saw that help could come from unexpected places, that strength meant asking for it, that families could be created, not just born. The story spread. The single mother who saved a blind girl and ended up saving herself. The biker who learned that real power was protecting, not dominating. The two daughters who taught everyone that love was simpler than adults made it. 3 months later, Maya sat in that same apartment, Sophia asleep on one side of her, Emma on the other. Vic was across the room, planning a community barbecue with Ghost. Betty was knitting in the corner. Everything Maya had been taught said this shouldn't work. But it did. Because at the heart of it was something simple and true. Sometimes the family you need finds you in the snow. Sometimes the life you deserve comes from the people you least expect. Sometimes saving someone else is exactly how you save yourself. Maya looked at her daughters, biological and chosen, and knew with absolute certainty that she would do it all again. Every terrifying moment, every impossible choice, every step that led her here. Because this was what love looked like when you stripped away society's rules and expectations. This was family when you let it be defined by loyalty instead of blood. This was home when you built it with people who'd fight for you as hard as you'd fight for them. And in the end, that was the only truth that mattered.